Hey, what's going on, guys? This is John from PDC Podcast MX. We're here on a beautiful May afternoon. I'm here with Julie and Rafa. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, man? What's up? It's Juby.
What's up, everybody? Rafa.
Uh, Danny couldn't make it today. Some health issues. Everything's all right, guys. None of that coronavirus. It's just he's not feeling up to it. Hope he gets better soon, so we can have him on the show. Um, like
Or is it that,
tradition,
or is he sad about Cruz Azul?
it might be that, man. It might be that.
Yo no lo
He just,
dije. Yo no lo dije.
He said he
uh,
wanted the championship, so no se lo
yeah, he could.
dieron.
I fought
He
him
could.
tooth and nails, trying to explain to him why not to take the championship.
His own captain said he didn't want it, so
his
The
his own
owner
owner said it.
también.
también.
So
Sí.
how you guys been doing, Rafa?
I've been doing great, man. Obviously, I'm really bored, but like you guys can see, I've been eating well. I've been all over the place. But yeah, man, I'm itching to get back to work. Unfortunately, the business I'm in is not allowing me to go back to work at the moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it could be worse, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, man. Chubby, how you
Yo,
been?
igual, man. Not really changed much, you know. Our job doesn't really give us any time to take breaks, even though during this time. But just trying to stay um, entertained by anything, you know. Y ya kind of just seeing all these news come out and everything, you know, it's entertaining. Que aunque nosotros estemos aquí, there's still a lot of business going on, you know.
Yeah,
Está bien, está bien.
that's for sure, man. Um, any Bundesliga games you guys catch over the weekend that you guys that stood out to you guys?
La mera verdad, esta semana no me quedé bien dormido.
I happened to watch a couple. I saw Leipzig just totally thrash the team that they played. I forgot who they were. Um,
Yeah,
and then I saw the Bayern game. So I'm looking forward to the Bayern versus the Dortmund game tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited for that one too, man. I think I'm leaning towards picking up a Frankfurt shirt just because of the history right there with Salcedo, Fabian, and I don't know if you remember this guy, but Aaron Galindo.
Hey, way.
No, cómo no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they're not doing so hot right now though, with all the
no, they're
talent that they
not.
have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, guys, let's get it started. Um, the biggest news coming out of Liga Mx is the cancellation of it. As we started to show off, they said they were going to suspend the rest of the season. The season's officially over. Cruz Azul ending at number one, but not being champions. What are you guys' thoughts?
It's the correct move. Um,
Yeah, like we told Danny, it was too short.
yeah,
If
too
they could have
short.
played it out a little bit longer, maybe, but they only got like a small sample of all the teams, so I wouldn't. As a player, I wouldn't take it either.
And not only too short. I feel that you should have to play to win that championship. You know, it shouldn't be given to you. Han salido, you know, like I've showed you guys the owner, este, el capitán del equipo, you know, diciendo que if they're gonna do that, they don't want it.
One, one of the captains.
Aguilar. One,
Yeah,
no, well, to me he's the. I mean Corona, yeah. Don't get me wrong, pero
yeah, man. And you know what? I'm going to defend them because, with all honesty, I think they had the best striker. They had the best offense. They looked pretty much unstoppable after the Santos game, which I believe it was in week 2 or 3, and they just took off, man. I think that giving them the trophy would have been the right thing to do.
mm,
I mean, if you had to give it to somebody, maybe, but
but do you
I
really
I wouldn't.
compare like you would call yourself competitive, right?
Yeah.
Do you want it handed to you?
Now, obviously, you want to earn it on the field, like everything, but
Ah,
at
pero
the
si fuera el América,
no, No,
Se lo hubieran dado weeks ago.
yeah, man, and that little thing surfaced around that of the 1985 trophy, right? But
One of a couple.
but with all honesty, man, I think they were the best team. They were pretty much unstoppable. They beat that America team. They unfortunately in our behalf, we lost to them at home. So they did show face. They did show the competitive nature they had, and they were stomping on a lot of teams.
Yeah, like you said that Cruz Azul, their last game against America was whichever team won was going up to first place.
Mm-hmm.
So
So the fact that they won it showed that they were better than the next guy up or next team up.
yeah. So do you think that it would have gone to a different way if America would have won? They would have gave them the trophy.
Sorry, man.
No, I don't think so. Cause at the end of the day, whoever would have gotten the trophy, there would have been more people talking about it. Why they
Yeah.
why they give them
I
the trophy?
I want to say no, but
Strangest things have happened, right?
yeah, yeah,
No, yeah, definitely. Pero I mean, I think no matter what, if giving someone the trophy would have been the wrong thing to do. I,
Yeah. No, yeah, man, and you know what? It affects a lot of these players, man, because now instead of having was it a month off, month and a half? Now they're gonna go longer. They're gonna have almost 3 months without playing by the time the season starts again. So that's gonna take a total
that's
effect on their stamina, their
that's if it
agility.
starts. Acuérdate.
well, they have some plans for it to restart at the end of July, as in not restart, but start another
The
campeonato.
Yeah,
But do you think that's a possibility?
I think it is. All of Mexico is falling along that sort of time frame. Even us here, we're hearing things of opening up in July, so I don't say too far from it.
yeah. The MLS is planning to do it next month. The players are already showing up for individual practice, and so the reason why it got canceled, for those who don't know, is the positive test that Santos provided. Right? They said they had about 8 players that tested positive to COVID-19, and that made their decision a little easier.
Mm-hmm. Pero a lot of people have been saying that that's a lie.
Well, it could
Yeah,
be, but I mean, we don't. We just hear what the teams have said, so we kind of have to take their word for it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All that stuff is fishy.
well,
I don't know what
well,
to think about it.
they say that Cruz Azul's vice president, um, Billy Alvarez's brother, came out and said, you know, we don't believe it. So then they started circulating. News started circulating that Chivas have somebody tested positive too
Yeah,
But
a
then,
couple days ago.
but Pelais released a statement, no, saying que he was gonna. I forget what it said exactly, but it was something covering that what you said.
Yeah.
yeah. From
So
from one of the sources that I have said that it was an older player, that was kind of a family man, so they didn't really have too much of a worry of him spreading it because he was more of a professional than most are. So I'm not trying to find out who it was, but I'm just saying like that the guy who had it was asymptomatic and he should recover without having to spread it to people. You know.
yeah. And with that, we move on to the other rumor that's been circulating around for the past 24 hours is that the possibility that Monarcas is leaving Morelia and moving to Mazatlan. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Shocked. It's crazy how it just happens like that. Not even not even a little warning shot or anything. It's just from one day to the other, and that's it. They're gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. A lot of fans were were expressing their feelings as to what. Well, they didn't like the move. Obviously, they're big fans of the team. A lot of people from Morelia, they're very proud of the team. The few that I know they're full Monarcas fans for life.
Yeah,
They've been
Yeah,
so. Yeah, it's very sad to see a historic team like that kind of just end abruptly.
yeah.
yeah, man. I spoke to one of my.
What would you think was the what was behind that move? What do you think?
It's always going to be in business aspect, man. Putting butts in the seats. They think
Pero
that.
is moving it to Mazatlan really a good business move? When
Well,
More,
Sinaloa.
hmm?
Sinaloa has always been a baseball town in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would be great. You have other places like Irapuato that are dying for a Primera División team.
But the thing about moving to like a place like Mazatlan is there's a there's a possibility of growing to a bigger audience. As as big as Morelia might be, it doesn't pull that many eyes to it, except the people that actually live there. And the attraction of building a new stadium is also very attractive. I would think if I'm the owner.
Well, yeah, yeah. Look at the Raiders. The Raiders got a new stadium in Vegas, and they all right. Let's go.
Yep.
So that that's always a factor in that. I think that in Mazatlan there's going to be a lot of tourists. So you know, at the end of the at the end of the night, if you're not clubbing or you don't want to club and you just want to hang out, why not go to a soccer game, right?
Yep.
But then
We
you also have the shootings and everything that we seen.
nah, that's besides the point. It doesn't really affect us.
But places can improve. I mean, look what the Rams are building their stadium, and I'm sure it'll improve over time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if La Liga didn't think it was a safe place to do it in, who knows? Who knows if they approved it or not? Because how they do it here in the states, the league has to approve it. I don't. Salud.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nomás porque no quisieron, ¿sí, no?
Speaking of Mazatlan, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows if the league has approved it or the city has approved the new stadium. So hopefully it
Eh,
doesn't happen. I know I spoke to one of my buddies that he has family in Morelia, and when he goes to visit them, the first thing that he wants to do is go catch a game. You know,
it could be something along those lines too. That Morelia wasn't willing to renovate or even give them a new stadium.
but
yeah,
that stadium wasn't that old either. That's the thing.
Well, I don't know the facts, but I mean that's what's happened with teams over here in the NFL that they're not willing, like the Chargers, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that they weren't willing to renovate or whatever, so they just moved.
Yeah, but Morelia wasn't a big spender to begin with. That's the thing. And then maybe this is the reason why they didn't want to stay. They already knew what they were
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yep. They have a whole different plan now.
no, yeah, man, and it not only affects the fans, it also affects the players. Like a move like this can also jeopardize the
Everything.
the girl side of the aspect. What I read was that TV Azteca was putting up the franchise up for sale, and with that, what if the new owner or when they move it, they don't want the girls' um, side of it.
But I mean, they have to know. It's a rule that every team that plays in first division has to have a female or a women's team. So no matter what they do, they have to keep the team. Uh, from what I think or I believe is everything's gonna stay the same though. The only thing that's gonna change is the location and the team name.
Yeah, man, and just to pick up and take a team that started in the early 1920s and leave, man, I couldn't imagine how that would feel. So, good luck to them with that. Um, it doesn't affect us directly, but we have La Liga coming back June 11th. So we do have a couple of our guys out there playing. You know, Nestor Arajo, Guardado, and Diego Lainez. You know, so that's good to see that man. Those guys are going back to work.
Yeah. That one's gonna be another one of those experimental type leagues. You know, we still haven't. I know the German league, but it's on its second week right now. We still haven't heard any major things, so hopefully it could go smooth like that in Spain. But Spain was a little worse, than Germany when it came to.
Yeah, yeah, it
Uh,
was one of the most effective areas
yeah, so that
in
it's
the
gonna be
world.
interesting to see how they keep things all nice and uh,
Oh, I also forget about Hector Herrera playing out there too.
también.
So yeah, man. Hopefully everything goes up back to normal over there, and and we see some soccer, man. Because I miss Real Madrid, with all honesty.
No,
Yep.
I miss my Chivas.
Oh yeah.
That that's it. That's the only thing I miss.
Hey, well, I can't say nothing about that. So. But yeah, man.
That
So
should have been the first thing you said.
no, I do, man. I do miss some, like, you know,
Well, but why you say the other name?
because
Ah,
we're talking about La Liga. We weren't talking about
yeah.
Liga Mx.
He's talking about more realistic things that could come up, I suppose.
Yeah, man. I also a few hours ago I read online that FIFA spoke to John, ¿cómo se llama? John de Lima,
John DeLuisa.
John de Luisa, asking them what's going on with the descenso stuff and that we need to get rid of the multi properties. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
I don't think that's gonna go down so smooth. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of people with multiple teams. Not only that, they have multiple teams that make a lot of money. So, do you think? I don't want to step on anybody's toes, pero do you think que someone like El America is gonna give up like Necaxa?
Well, I thought they weren't aligned anymore.
That's what they say, but I don't think it's
So you
gonna.
you you are stepping on toes then if you don't have the facts.
I mean, doesn't it feel? I mean, we seen some moves that it's like, hey, now, what, why was that move made? Or the same thing between Pachuca and León.
Yeah,
Or all the players that went from Cholos to Querétaro this last season.
Yeah, también.
I think it's a move in the right direction. Like you said, who knows if it's gonna go down well with the owners.
yeah,
But I think it is something to consider, especially if you want it to be more competitive.
Yeah, yeah. But I
yeah,
mean,
man.
we'll see what happens.
And then rumors circulating today that I know Danny provided this information to us was that Monterrey was interested in Cristian Calderon.
But
Yep.
but for a clean trade, or how is it they're gonna buy?
Well, anything we try to do is going to be for a trade. We're not
Mm-hmm.
trying to just gonna get. We're not just trying to get money. We're trying to get um, players back. One of those players was Cachorro Montes, and another player was Charlie Rodriguez.
And do you think that's would you consider that? I know they're good players, but especially Charlie. But would you like
Hmm.
that? Would you like that move over maybe sending him out to Europe for Guti?
I'd rather send him out to Europe too to get that experience because now I'm thinking about the national team. I'm not thinking about just
Yeah,
Chivas.
that's what I'm
But
thinking
at,
about. También.
but at the same time, why not give him a full year here and let him prove himself? Because he hasn't really got a lot of playing time because Pocho Ponte has been
In a good,
in
yeah,
a
good
good
form.
rhythm,
No, yeah, it's true. But I mean,
right?
even though I'm opposed to bringing back Guti, it wouldn't be a bad idea, to send out like what have they been saying, JJ Macias, no, and uh,
Chicote.
Chicote for Guti, right? Like I said,
You think two players for one would be good?
um, do I think if that's what it takes to get JJ Macias out there, uh, I would take the risk.
Maybe.
I would take the risk, cause
But JJ Macias by himself is a quality player that
yeah, well, JJ Macias by himself is good enough
right.
for the trade, but I
So
think to
now
sweeten the deal and to open up some maybe some cap space, you're sending both of them out there, and you're getting one player whose salary is probably going to be a little higher.
there's no cap space in Mexico, Drew.
No, but I'm saying like I know there's
They
no
don't.
cap space, but I mean like I'm talking about like the teams. They all have like a certain amount that they wouldn't want to go over.
True, true. So what do you think, Rafa? You think two for one, sending him out to Europe instead of sending him to Monterrey? Because my biggest thing is, and Rafa made me, you actually made me see it this way. Um, why am I going to strengthen the enemy? Because at the end of the day, there is 17 enemies. There
They're all
and
enemies, man. All of them.
yeah, and I know I show love for Cholos, but at the same time, I wasn't rooting for Cholos. I was rooting for Chivas. So the last thing I want is Chivas selling Chicote to Monterrey, right? Because they've
Yeah.
been at the highest for the last couple, what, 10 seasons
Yeah.
or 10 years.
Seems like five. They made a comeback.
So
But I mean, I don't want to step on anybody's toes because obviously you can root for whatever team you want. Uh, we go for a certain team, but we're not gonna be, so much inclined to talk about our team out the whole time. Although I'd like to, but like you said, I wouldn't want to give one of my players to Monterrey.
yeah,
I don't want to strengthen them. If I have the opportunity to give my player to another, um, to Europe, that'd be great. Especially like you said, if it's a package 2 for 1. Like you said, Guti's not doing so well. I'm assuming you guys are talking about Guti.
Yeah.
yeah,
So if Guti has an opportunity to come back, it'd be cool. But honestly, I'd like him to be out there as well. I want to see him gain something from it, learn something from being on the bench so much and being criticized.
Yeah, which I think he
yep.
is. He is.
No,
I've heard that
Uh,
he's been working on some stuff. I know. Recently they said that his confidence y que no sé qué, but I've heard different. I've heard different stories here and there, and I think that he's doing something. He's not coming back as the same Guti. Gonna be a little
nah.
sharper. That's what I
I
think.
hope so, man. Because like I said before, he's the type of guy that I think that has the potential to be the best center mid that we have he,
Yeah, he
in
does.
Mexico. Because of his skills and his talent, but it's up to him really. He's there.
Yeah.
No, and not just on the Monterrey side. We're trying to trade, but at the same time, I don't want Cachorro coming over here when he already has interest from Porto in Europe,
Yep.
right?
Or Charlie.
Or Charlie that they said they've been looking at
Yeah.
also. So why not give them that European experience? Not too long ago, the owner and president of Celta Vigo came out and in an interview with ESPN, and he said that he has four players in La Mira: Jonathan Gonzalez de Monterrey, Uriel
Mm-hmm.
Antuna, which I would love to see him. I would love to see him go back.
Yeah.
Gerardo Arteaga, right? And the last one is Jesus Angulo.
So they're really
You
looking
know,
for that left position, no?
Yeah, yeah, man, and why not try to keep Ernesto Araujo happy with un compatriota to go play over there?
Especially one of the guys has played in the same team as that he does, not at the same time, pero the Arteaga and has that Santos connection with
It helps, man. Even if they're just Mexican, it helps you feel more at home. Not just the players. Like if they have wives, they can hang out, kids, whatever.
well,
Yeah.
I think
It's a big help.
those guys are a little young, no, to have wives.
I don't know, man.
A muchos los agarran pollitos.
Yeah,
Hmm.
see, that's true.
But even if they're not wives, if they have girlfriends or whatever, they want to hang around with people that they know from their country.
Yeah, or look at David De Gea and Chicharito when they were in Manchester. There was not a lot of players that were speaking Spanish, so they formed a bond.
Yeah,
Yeah, it helps.
You have Layun with Iker Casillas. Usually they're tweeting each other back and forth.
see.
So, Juby, let me ask you this because I know you've been following the proceso with him for a good while. Alexis Vega, Porto, and Real Betis rumored to have interest in him. Where would you send him?
Porto. Um, Simply because other than maybe Diego Reyes, uh, other players that have gone over there from this side, they've had success.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel that having a Tecatito there is gonna help out a lot. Especially, not I wouldn't necessarily say they play similar, but um, they got similar characteristics in some things. Este, and I just feel like you said, going back to the having someone that knows what it is, what it takes to be out there, and then also being, your countryman is gonna help out a lot. But then at the same time, I feel that the jump to the Portuguese league is it's very good, especially with a team like Porto. We know that most of the times that the players they get, they work out, and then they let him go to a bigger club. So that could be a nice little stepping stone for him. Maybe be there a couple years and then make the jump to a bigger club. I know I'm not a big fan of that, but it's a possibility.
Uh, well, besides that, I think Porto is one of the most overpowered teams in Portugal. So they play more of a possession style, and they'd give Vega an opportunity to show his skills offensively more than defensively, as
Yeah,
opposed to going to a team like Betis where you're going to struggle more. You're going to be a mid-table team, and it'll be harder for him to gain minutes, especially if he's not being counted or looked as someone to bring them to the top.
Yeah, because Real Betis, it's a hit or miss with them for me. It's just because, they love Guardado, but Diego Lainez didn't get the opportunity, or he didn't take advantage of the opportunity that he had. Um, Transitioning to Diego Lainez, there is interest from Galatasaray for him. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the
Rayo.
wrong guy. No. I got the wrong guy. Alan Mosso is the one that has interest with Galatasaray.
Yeah, Turkey.
So, I
So
mean,
when
before you
when
move on, the Vega, I've heard that there is scouting, team scouting him, but there hasn't been an offer like JJ. JJ has actually received an offer, and they've been scouting him for a while now. Like everyone knows who he is, and especially coming out in that youngsters striker ranking. That's something
yeah,
that could help him.
Yeah,
eh,
as long as we're getting eyes over here, that's perfect.
Yeah,
the problem is, and like Danny says, is the price that we're gonna put on these players.
there's smart ways to do this. There's you can give him for a certain amount of money, and try to get a percentage off him in the future over future transfers.
but it's risky.
It is, but this is how you gotta play it, especially let's say you're starting a new business and there's not a lot of confidence in you. They're not gonna pay top dollar for it because you're new.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to give out a little bit and try to gain the money somehow somewhere else.
That's true. That's true. And honestly, I feel that that's the best way to go. Sell a little cheaper, maybe get put a little higher sell clause. You know, who knows? You might hit jackpot in the future.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then at the same time, you're helping out your basically the Mexican team by shipping players over there. You know, and not only shipping them, but shipping them to a good team that's gonna
Now,
actually give them playing time.
now, you think this is Tata also having a hand in this?
I hope so.
Talking to the owners and saying, "Hey guys, let's start shipping these guys out, man. Let's get rid of that taste of the quinto partido."
I hope so, man. I hope he lit something up, cause I was with him on that. You know, trying to get players out there. Actually going out there and talking to the guys, the owners. Uh, Sitting down with the federación and saying, "Look, man, this is what I want." Este, and that's not. I mean, whatever it takes, you know, to get over that little hump, cause
Hmm.
we know we have potential, but we're just missing that
Oh
one
yeah, the
thing.
talent's here.
Yeah, como te
Yeah.
digo, there's been some games that you know you could say they were robbed or something
Mm.
happens, pero kind of like what Rafa says, you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. And I feel Tata might be able to do what it needs, what needs to
Well,
be done.
he has some inside knowledge as to how the Argentinian league works and how they, or not so much the league, but how they get their players out there to the leagues. So he knows what it takes, especially him coaching some of the bigger teams in Europe
Yeah,
and coaching in the MLS. He knows where the different levels are and where these players are capable of going. But yeah, you're right. He could have a word in this.
yeah.
Hope,
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, yeah. Uh, we learn something from this, and you know, yeah, the next World Cup is not too long from now. So,
if it happens.
uh, yeah, no sabemos. We don't know where we're gonna be at in a couple years. So, I don't know, man. It's what you
That's
got
when you
it.
start to think of all the conspiracies.
Nah, I don't want to get into that, man. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
start another show about
we can.
it.
See,
All
but
right, guys,
that's gonna be a separate show. But yeah,
that's
Yeah,
gonna be a separate show.
next episode.
Um, Salud. And
Hmm.
with that, guys, right before we leave, I want to give out a shout out to Everett Cheno Guzman, World Cup winner in the 2005 World U17 World Cup. Thank you for the interview, man. We really appreciate it. It's good stuff, man. He gave us some good inside stuff on the USL, on how he feels about Morelia also. So thanks again. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Have a good night.
and before we, I know final thing,
Oh, the
este
final thing.
we might have someone else during the week. You know, we're gonna see if we could get it out as soon as possible. Y también I know John wants to say uh, to go find us in all the platforms.
Yeah,
Y,
yeah. Go follow us on Instagram at PDC Podcast MX. There's a lot of great old school content, man. That shout out to everybody, man. Everybody's liking that content. Also, you can subscribe, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We have a
recuerdos.
new
Ay, güey.
we have a new YouTube channel, PDC Soccer or PDC Podcast Soccer. We
As long as you put PDC, you're good.
No, you got to put PDC Soccer. But yeah, man, you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you next week.
See you.
See you guys.